Valheim, the game that took Steam by the storm. Survival, crafting game in a Viking setting that is in early access. It feels like as developers were trying to make everything wrong with this game, but boy, they failed at it miserably, because this game is simply amazing. See it for yourself. But you're here because you have no idea what Valheim is. To give a very simple explanation, Valheim is a stepchild of Outward, Dark Souls, Ark, Shadow of the Colossus, Legend of Zelda, and Pathless. Thankfully, a lot of great games to mix, maybe with an exception of an Ark, but they are mixed so well. In this game, you are a dead Viking warrior which was taken into the realm of the Valheim, which is a kinda like a Viking purgatory, and you're tasked to defeat 5 of Odin's enemies to gain your right to access Valhalla. And the premise of the game is pretty compelling. At least you know exactly what your goal is in the game, unlike the majority of survival games where your goal is simply to survive. And here where you are dropped into the world, which is procedurally generated. And I can bet with anyone that none of you would even realize that the world is unique to every one of your playthrough and for every one of the players, because the world is built so well. The atmosphere of this game is simply impossible to convey because the attention to detail is so good that I don't even dare to call this game an early access. The nature, the lighting, the sound, it is mixed so well with each other that despite this game's graphics looking very dated and very simplistic graphics, it looks amazing. And because the graphics is very dated, it runs surprisingly well on an older machines. But how it plays. Surprisingly simple and surprisingly complex at the same time. You gather resources like in any other survival game, you craft different objects like in any other survival game, and you build the base like in any other survival game. And I want to point out that it is actually kinda like a physics based as well, so you cannot do impossible shapes of buildings. You stumble upon the abandoned buildings, different monsters that are unique to the different biomes, and after each main boss encounter you actually kinda like progress to a different age, which unlocks a bunch of additional resources and additional crafting recipes. And despite all this sounding extremely simple, which it actually is, because of the game's atmosphere, everything plays very smooth and very pleasant. Combat in this game is very simple as well. No magic, no unnatural skills, just your strength and your weapons. Oh, and by the way, everything that you do in this game has its own skill, and the more you do anything in this game, more it levers your skill. For example, if you chop a lot of trees, you're upgrading a tree chopping skill, and in time, you will chop trees better and faster. If you jump a lot, you're actually leveling up your jumping skill, meaning that in time you will be jumping further and require less stamina. And it makes very pleasant and very easy to play. And most importantly, this game is actually focused towards co-op. You can play with up to 10 friends, but it doesn't mean that you have to play with friends. I mainly play solo myself, and I can safely say that I've enjoyed every single second of this game, even playing completely alone. But trust me, playing this game with friends just simply unlocks a different level of this game, because the attention to detail is simply amazing. For example, in majority of the survival games, entire water bodies are simply unused. Here, you can build a raft or even a ship and sail to different places and even encounter sea monsters which will try to sink your ship. And every single time, the world will be different. Oh, and you can join the world of any other player or your friend and play with your own character in their world. Every time it is different because the worlds are different. And don't you think that despite the worlds being generated, they will be small? No, each world is simply huge, and it will take you dozens of hours to explore even a single world. So, was the hype real? And was it necessary and deserved? Well, more than 100,000 concurrent players on Steam after the first few days of coming up in early access of all things proves that there is something behind this game. And this time, unlike all the previous hypes, this game deserves it. The game is available for $20 on tier 1 countries on Steam and for $10 for tier 2 countries. And it is worth every single penny. Just remember, the game will be even more updated, and to be fair, I have no idea what more they could add into the game. And because of this, the game will eventually become more expensive. So if you ever liked even a little bit of survival crafting games, this game will be absolutely worth it. So what do you think about this game? Have you ever heard of this game? I myself, to be fair, first encountered this game when I was browsing top games of the Steam and was surprised to see an early access indie game in a top 5 of the Steam with more than 100,000 concurrent players. And boy, I am glad that I paid for this game, despite me almost never paying full price for the game. Well, this will be it for today. Thank you for being here with me. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe for more videos like this one, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. See ya.